2000 Dodge 2500. I don't even know what this is because they usually don't get these type of vans in. It's just a Ram. Oh no, a Sprinter. Sprinter. And has the Mercedes diesel in it. So the complaint is the AC doesn't work, and apparently they said you can mess with the gauges, well, the panel, and I guess it'll work sometimes, and then if you shut it off it stops working. But it tells you to turn it clockwise like this, the arrow. I'm assuming that's what that means. You can't turn it that way. Oh, there it went. And then it like binds up. I don't know if that's normal. Like, see, you can't turn it now. And then like you can go backwards for a while. So I'll have to research that. They were saying it was super hard to turn. And then this one doesn't even feel like there's anything there. Like you can turn it way past the cold. Look at that. I went all the way around. Don't know if that's normal or not. Like there's no stop. They said they had it at another shop and then all the gauges were broke. Well, all the controls were broke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook my gauges up. We'll check pressure. See what we're at. See if the compressor engages. We'll go from there. Got my smart probes out again. I'll bring up the screen recording for this. So you guys can see the lights on right here. You can turn on and off. I don't really turn these. Oh, there we go. Oh, do we have to push this in? Turn it? No. I wonder if that means recirculate. Yeah, it's still blowing hot. Guess I'll get the scan tool out and we can see if it's actually being commanded on or if something's stopping it. Apparently I was wrong. It's a 2006 because I can't count the 10 because the VIN was 0 and then a 6. And also to confirm, the AC compressor not spinning. So let's see if we can look at any data here that says why it wouldn't be. Air conditioning. I wonder if it'll give me any air conditioning information. Huh. No communication. AC compressor control. This might help us. Let me print these. That's actually really interesting. I've never gone AC compressor codes on vehicles this old. Let's see. Air conditioning commanded on. Ambient temperature. Wonder if it'll tell us like the inside temperature. See if like what it's set for. So it does show up there when I put recirc on. So that is a recirc button. Okay. Anything with it? Ah, interior temperature control. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hang on here, I'll graph it, I'll make it easier. Interior temp control. So this dial's off. Because I have it at full heat right now. And it's showing 64. Now when I turn this, now we're at 86. Yeah, so at least we got some control there. So that should work for us. Let's set this at a low number. There we go, got that. Let's see, is there anything for like fan speed? Lower speed. I don't know what stage 1 means. And yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I guess what we'll do is pop this panel off if we can. See if there's like a network issue. I'll get a wiring diagram first. But if this panel is not communicating with the computer, it'll never tell it to turn the AC compressor on, and it'll never tell it to turn the radiator fan on. Because if you look on here, it says, I thought it said fan on. Maybe I just saw that. And I wonder if that might be why our refrigerant pressure says 177, because according to my gauges it wasn't that hot. But it's weird because we got these other PIDs like RPM and that. Just have to bring up a diagram, see how that's working. I printed out a wiring diagram here. Looks like the AC compressor clutch is controlled directly from the heater controls. Find this dark blue green wire right here. I mean blue and dark green wire. The compressor clutch. So over here looking at the compressor clutch, and the only thing that I can see the only wire I see, I don't know if you guys can see it right there in the front. Turn the flashlight on. So that wire, let's see if I can point. That wire right there is the only one that I see. Well, that's coming off the coil. That has to be it. But then it loops down inside the bracket, and I tried following it with a mirror, and I don't see where it goes. I'm wondering if it loops back and then goes through this like wire loom, and then runs all the way, let's see, back there, this single wire. This is the only thing that I can think of. And this is it's in a plastic, let's see, it's in a plastic jacket, so I think I'm just gonna separate this jacket. It's like a sleeve, and then we'll see what color the wire is. Not the only other thing that I can think of is to go to the HVAC unit and pull that out. But I'm thinking it's this wire because it's the only single wire. I don't see wires running anywhere. I even went up the front of the engine with a mirror, and I didn't see any wires running there. So I'm going to cut that loom carefully and then slide it back and see what color the wire is. Not sure how easy this will show up, but that wire is definitely our blue, or dark blue and green. So I'm going to get a small piercing probe and we'll connect it out with a test light and we'll see if we got control going down to this compressor. My piercing probe hooked up. Got the ground on the oil cooler right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Straight down. And I got my headlight bulb. So we'll start this up. See if we get control.
I don't know if you ever sent this stuff to Rebecca. So we can pay the tax on it?
I did it.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't look like we have any control. Check it around. We don't have any control coming out here. Let's see. Take this. Touches the battery positive. We have a good ground. Put this back on here. Let's set this down. Ground lead here. What we'll do is we'll leave that hooked up to our control wire, and then I'm going to touch this to the battery. You can see our light isn't lighting. So our compressor's probably turning on. Let's see. There you go, I'm gonna touch it right now. There you go. So, there must be a broken wire somewhere. So I'm gonna shut this back off before it gets too hot. And I'm going to pull this control unit out and see if we have control coming out of it. And if we have control coming out of the unit, then we have a broken wire somewhere. Got the dash apart. So we'll show you guys something neat that I had picked up. Got this little ratchet set. Here's the ratchet. Got this from Mac Tools. Don't buy much from him, but he offered it to me for like 20 bucks. I think it's a 92 teeth. Let's see. It's pretty fine tooth. It's not as many as a Snap-on 120 tooth, but it's real low profile. And it comes with all the bits, and then it comes with a metric socket set from like, I think it's like 4.5 millimeter. They got those like cog teeth all the way up to like 14 or something. Oh no, it's 11. Yeah, it goes up to 11. So I got this just for doing like mobile diagnostics, because I use this for like sensors and everything. I took apart like this whole dash with this set and a pry bar. I love it. But I found our blue and green wire. This is bottom one. It goes right in the middle of the connector. So I'm gonna get my test light, hook the test light up in here, and we'll see if we got control. Test light hooked up, and we have no power coming out of this. It's back in. There's none. It's not lighting up. I got it grounded right to the cigarette lighter around. See, because like if I take this off and I touch it right here, we'll get a light. But when I back probe the wire right here, Listen, guess what we can do is we could unplug this, use a power probe, and manually power the compressor and see if the compressor turns on for a second. The light is still hooked up to the what is it, the blue and green wire. I have the light in series. I got it coming out to my power probe. So I'll turn the power probe on and we'll see if the clutch goes on. And there you go, it's on. So the wire is good. We just have to figure out why this HVAC unit is not putting out the control, even though it says it's turned on. So because the light's still on. Wonder if we're getting any kind of voltage out of there. No, we're not getting anything. So I guess I'll bring up some more repair information and see if there's anything that could cause this. Not to, if not, we'll check our powers and grounds. And I guess I could check the CAN network to make sure, but this controls it, so. Guess we'll find out in a little bit. So guys, I'm back with the Sprinter. I decided doing like an all code scan, and there's quite a few codes in the engine computer. But there's no communication codes. The instrument cluster has no communication with ECM, ABS, TCM. There's a couple other codes in there. Air conditioning says no communication with ECM. And sometimes I get more modules in here, and sometimes I don't. I already had, like a couple seconds ago, I did an all code scan and the ECM didn't show up. I'll show you guys. See what shows up. So while that's scanning, I was looking at this diagram right down here where it's not in the light, and I noticed that there's some CAN lines here, but they're not at the DLC. Like, you can only communicate to some of these using like pin 7 or 3, it looks like, for the K lines. And I noticed like some of these share the same like CAN bus, and in order to communicate to that module, using my breakout box, when it starts communicating with that module, it'll jump to like a K line or something. I was scoping them all. Let's see what we got here. Looks like the same codes. Is it done scanning? It's not done yet. Let's go back to my scope. See if I captured anything. Some of these waveforms didn't look too great. I don't have a known good for this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go after this CAN network. I'm going to go after the CAN network because there's a splice. It says there's a splice under driver's seat, and this seat is broken. Like, it constantly moves and it doesn't want to lock in place, and see, the whole seat's like broken. So if I go after this connects a lot of modules together, and I'll see what the CAN network looks like there, and then I'll probably back probe the automatic temperature control module, since I already have that pulled out. And we'll go after this CAN communication first and see if that'll fix our compressor not turning on. Could be completely unrelated, but I don't like how the instrument cluster has no communication with the 3 main modules on the car. Yeah, I'm wondering if like the instrument cluster is defaulting to communicating on this white gray wire rather than the CAN network. So I'll go after that. I could be totally wrong, but you have to start somewhere. So guys, I went right to the instrument cluster first. I'm on the green and white and the green wire, which is the CAN high and CAN low. And we have a really good waveform at the at the automatic climate control. Got 3 to 4 volts and 2.5 to 1.5 volts for the low. So that's looking pretty good. You can zoom out on this. Not a little too far, but it's looking really good. So what I'm going to do is see if I can get to the splice right here, compare it to the splice, and if the splice is good, I guess we'll go to the instrument cluster, see what it looks like there. But I have a feeling we'll either find something at this splice, or if one of these others is spliced like down here. Just got to break up the network, see where our problem's at. Guys, I checked the network wires right here with these mini piercing probes. You get them in that set from AES Wave. They're pretty nice. I don't like them as nice as the other ones that screw on, because there's nothing really to hold the tension. But the waveform from those looked exactly the same as the one from the automatic climate control module. So I'm going to go to this splice, either S224. Actually, I guess they're probably going to be at the same spot because they're high and low. So we'll go to that one and test it. Or it's that one. Now the instrument cluster isn't showing. I don't believe it showed a, let's see. Doesn't say anything about no communication with the steering angle sensor or Century key, but those modules also didn't show up when I did a full system scan. You know what? I don't even see the Oh yeah, ABS is there. Yeah, so I guess we'll go there and see what happens. So guys, this connector right here wasn't plugged in all the way. I think it's in as far as it'll go right now, because I had back probed the CAN wires right here at this connector and it was good. I back probed them here and they seemed good. And then once I pushed this connector in and went into the computer, let's see. I also went and cleared the codes. It's in the modules, but let's see, ignition panel. No codes. So now that everything appears to be communicating, let's see, we can do an all code scan again. And also, when I did that, I believe we have transcodes now, which I don't believe we had any transcodes show up before. Let's go back and look, see what showed up before. I had scanned this a few times. Yeah, Trans said no codes before. Yeah, see, now we got trans codes. None in the instrument panel. Got none in the air condition right now. So let's start this up and see if what we get for the air conditioning. Hold on, that's just a break. Another complaint I guess they had, that it doesn't always start when you cycle the key. You gotta do it a couple times. I literally had to turn like 10 times, so they might need an ignition switch. That could also be causing communication issues. So there we go, compressor control circuit. It's the only code we have right now. So I'm gonna check powers and grounds at that module. See if I find any issues with it. If not, then it's going to get a new module. He knows I did put liquid electrical tape on here, and I'll tape it all back up with some Tesla tape. So I got this all wrapped back up. I'm going to get these bolted back in. It's nice that it was only 2 bolts to unbolt this. And this one, well, 2 screws. Made accessing that really, really easy. Just took these Allen screws. See if I can do this one-handed. So I'll get that closed back up because I want to make some more room so we can get in here. So we can test that easier. Guys, I was looking at this diagram. So you got a 15 amp fuse, number 20, that feeds the automatic temperature control module, and then, oh, windy. And the only thing that we have is this one ground. number 15, which is brown. So I back probe 15, got my headlight bulb here, and when I touch it to the power wire, which is this red and blue one right here, that's lights, and it gets very, very hot really fast, and it's bright. So we don't have a power or ground issue. And just to make sure, I took my scope, went to pin 12, which is the blue and green. Let me get another lead here. Set this down. So I took this, went to the blue and green, which is this back middle one. And we have, here, I'll turn the time base down, go to 1 second. We have 0.1 volts, and when I press the button here, I'll keep pressing it, nothing happens. You can actually hear something clicking inside. So I'm wondering if there's a bad contact for like a relay or something, because I doubt very much that the power is going just through here. And you hear it clicking on this side. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So I guess I'll unplug this, maybe I'll take it apart real quick, see if there's anything obvious that could be bad, but if not, it's getting a new module. One final test. I have my test light hooked up to the power feed and to the control. See, it's slightly dim, and I turned the interior temp control to 62 degrees, and you can see our outlet temperature went from 111.2 degrees down to 55. So we have cold air coming out of here. So that confirms everything's working with this control module. Guys, I was looking at this automatic temperature control module and got the cover off. And I noticed this right here. I don't know if you guys can see that real good. That looks like it might have got a little hot, and it looks like the solder's melted. And that goes into a relay, and I bet you that relay is to control the clutch. So I'm going to try to clean that up and fix it. That might be what's causing the AC compressor not to turn on. I got the trace cleaned up as good as I can because this plastic's in the way, and I can't get this knob off for some reason. It's like stuck. This one, be nice if I could take that off, but I got that cleaned up the best I could, and we'll see if we can solder to it. Most people don't know, I used to do a lot of circuit board repairs like this before I got into automotive stuff. Not the prettiest, but it seems like it stuck pretty well to the board and to the leg that was sticking out. Tried to go down on the trace a little bit, so then that way got good contact. So I'll connect this back up and we'll see if it works. So guys, I think the relay failed internally. I added some more solder to it just to make sure that it was good as a trace. And I have my alligator clamp right there clipped onto the output of the relay. And I believe the solder is the input. So I got that test light hooked up. That's hooked up to the to the AC compressor clutch control wire, and I got this light which is going to that output of the relay. And now if I touch this side to the power, see this light goes on dim and that one lights up, and you can hear the clutch turning on. I'll just keep touching it. So yeah, that relay is bad on the board. And the fact that you can hear it clicking, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Turn down the blower. But that clicking right there is the relay. So if I had another relay, I'd solder it on there. But I figure you guys might find it interesting since I had some time to tear that apart. Hey guys, we're back with the Sprinter. Got a new HVAC unit for it. There's the old one. So I'm going to get this hooked up and we're going to see if this compressor turns on. So guys, I got the new one plugged in. Yeah. I think I dropped the key. Oh, here's the key. Turn it on and we'll see if we get cold air. Put this on recirculate. Starting to feel pretty cold. So let's see if the compressor's on. Oh yeah, look at that, compressor's on. So we got the compressor on. The cold air coming out of here. I don't know why it blows more out the top here. All these vents are messed up. So that's definitely a confirmed fix. So guys, I'm going to get this all back together and then we'll do a temperature check for a performance check. Let's see how cold it's blowing out. And then I guess we'll current ramp the compressor clutch, make sure there's no issues there so it doesn't fry this board. Guys, it's around 85 degrees outside. Relative humidity is 56. I guess it's a little warmer, 86. And inside here we got 56 degrees coming out of the vent right there. So our temperature is good. So I'm going to set this up to do an AC performance test according to, I guess, Dodge. Let's see. With the engine at idle, all the doors or windows open, so we're going to open up all the windows and doors. Let's see. Let the heater set to fresh air. Oh, I better zoom this out. Want fresh air and not on recirculate. So we don't have it on recirculate. Blower motor's on high, I think that's what it says. All the louvers are open. Going at panel mode. Driver's side center air duct. Let me go open the other door and we'll let this sit here for like 5 minutes or so and see what happens. Got this all open, and it says that the duct temperature must not be less than 35 or more than 54 degrees. So guys, I'm back with the van. Looks like we got 57 degrees coming out of the air duct here in the center with the doors open. They've been open for, I don't know, like 10 or 15 minutes right now. So we're pretty close. It says the compressor clutch may cycle, and depending on temperature and humidity. Let's see. Did they give you any more information? See if it's only coming out of there. I also wonder if, like, these ducts being broken, if that's affecting the rating. Put it in like that. See if this goes down. See the accuracy. Oh, there we go. Now it's going down. I don't know if it just depends on where the probe's at in the vent. But the accuracy is plus or minus 2 degrees. So if we get pretty close, calling it good. Yeah, we're down to 57.9. Yeah, see, we're dropping. It might just depend on where the temperature probe's made on that power probe and the angle of the air coming out. Yeah, we're down to 57 now. Oh yeah, and every time the wind blows, the temperature goes up because it's really windy. So I'm gonna call this good. Because we're pretty close and it's very, very humid today. Let's see, can we get one of these in here? See what this drops down to. I don't know how accurate this probe is sticking in like this. With the temperature being so close, like this reading 57, and this other one was going down to 68 in the vent, I'm not going to dwell over 2 degree difference between the maximum temperature. And with the temperature being 30 degrees lower than ambient, I'm going to call this one good. Amp clamp around the solenoid motor. We're seeing 2.3 amps. Let's turn this clutch off. And we'll turn it back on. And see what happens. Let's see. There you go. We're 2.3 amps, 2.5 max. Don't really see like a high spike or anything that would have fried the control module. So I think we're good to go on this. So I'll give it back to the customer. And this should be the end of this fan. Hope you guys like it. See you later. So here's some bonus information. I just closed the doors in here, so it shouldn't have dropped that much. And the air outlet temperature is 46 degrees. Now when I measure with a probe, it says 55.2. So, you know, I question whether or not the repair information is talking about the PID versus the actual measured temperature. Now, it did say out the driver's side center. I don't know where this temperature's at, but it also says the evaporator, I think it was at 46. Yeah, so it's at 48.2 now. It's a lot colder, so I'm going to take this for a test drive and we'll see what our temperatures drop down to. It says our interior temperature is at 78 and that's 77.9, so it's pretty close. Let's pop this down. Let's see if we can back out of here without hitting any of my vehicles. Man, this thing like feels like it has no power steering. Not moving. Look at our evaporator temperature dropping already. This is probably probably gonna be really noisy. Like driving the bus. Oh man, and they don't leave any gas in here. I hate when people bring cars for me, like diagnose that there's no fuel. There's so many I get in and it says like 16 miles till empty. Guys, I think we're doing good because that's a pretty cool evaporator right there. I think the information said that if it gets up, under 36 degrees, to look for a problem. It's harder to steer than my Fiero. Look at that, we got what, 49 degrees coming out of there. We got 41. Sounds like a plus. I think we're doing pretty good. It says it's 79 degrees outside. I would imagine we probably have better temperatures coming out the vents if they weren't like all broken like this, where you can't even open them all the way. And who knows if the blower motor is spinning as good as it's supposed to be. I think it clogs right there. I think it shuts off to the AC compressor when we're accelerating. I just got back. Thing seems to be good. We're 49 degrees coming out of the vent right now. So I'm saying this is good. So unless it comes back for something else, this is going to be the fix. See you guys later. I did a quick post scan before I tell the customer to come get this. They told me not to worry about any of the engine or trans codes. But we still got them. But the only one for the aircon now is the cabin heater, because this one has a cabin heater control, which doesn't do anything, I don't think, for this vehicle. And it sets a code for that. But the old one didn't have a cabin heater control. This used unit was like a tenth of the price of the one that Dodge wanted. So I just thought I'd add this into the video in case anybody was wondering if any codes came back. See, this is AC temperature control cam message missing. I wonder if that's just an old one from the old HVAC unit. But I also noticed that every time I go into this aircon now, it communicates instantly. Sometimes I get like a no comment, I have to back out. But now when I go into data, it just instantly pops up. See? I don't know if I had it on a video before, but it would randomly not communicate.